IPX5 water resistant, auto tear and timing functions, heat resistant PFA alloy body construction, crisp 9-digit hidden LED display, minimalist design and aesthetics, 1/10 of a gram weighing accuracy. Hey coffee lovers, Mark here from Latte Love. No, I was not describing the Acaia Lunar scale here. This is the Acaia scale from Varia. You know, we're always looking for the best stuff to facilitate your home brewing experience. Standout products worthy of your consideration. Were you maybe considering the Acaia Lunar, but were like, whoa, sticker shock when you saw the price? How about the same build quality at half the price? You know, you need to really check out Varia's Acaia scale. Now, to be fair, Acaia's Lunar has a couple of features like app connectivity and a flow rate indicator that the Acaia doesn't have. So if those are must-haves for you, you do espresso only and you want the best available scale, get yourself the Lunar. But my guess is the vast majority won't use those features, which makes the price difference hard to ignore. And the Acaia is usable for both pour over and espresso. Plus, it has a couple of features like the IPX5 rated water resistance and a travel case you don't get with a Lunar. So coming up, I'll cover the Acaia's features and how to use them, have a look at build quality, have a deeper comparison to the Acaia Lunar, look at what's in the box, and share some final thoughts. Now, perhaps the most stunning feature of the Acaia scale is that price. Again, it lists for about 50% less than the Acaia Lunar. Unless you really want to log your brews with a connected app, the choice is going to be probably pretty easy, especially if you're doing brew methods beyond espresso. You know what? Stop here, call it a day, buy this scale. So basic functions are what you'd expect from a high-end scale. You have 4 operational modes: full manual, auto tear plus auto time, auto tear plus manual time, and auto tear with no time. In the display, time is going to be to the left and weight is to the right. Icons to the right indicate various functions. A 3-segment icon up top indicates current battery charge. The drop indicates automatic tear is on. The triangle indicates automatic timing is on. Pressing the tear button 2 times toggles between grams and ounces. Holding the tear button for 2 seconds switches between modes. When in full manual mode, pressing the power button starts the timer. Pressing again pauses it, and holding it for 2 seconds resets the timer. There's a manual power switch at the rear. Now, the scale does have an automatic sleep function, which can be set between 5 and 60 minutes or to off. So you can just leave that switch on and use a power button to turn the scale on and off. Or you could turn sleep off and always use the manual switch. You enter settings mode by pushing the tear key 6 times in a row. There you can select the maximum weight, choosing between 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000 grams. After that selection, the display guides you through calibration using the included 100-gram weight. If you set maximum to 3,000 grams when weighing above 2,000, the scale resolution drops from tenths of a grams to whole grams. And for future proofing, all new Acaia scales feature Bluetooth connectivity for firmware updates created through Varia's development. So if new features are released, you will be able to add them to your scale. You know, the Acaia really does feel solid in the hand. Like the Acaia Lunar, it's a best-in-class, cut above those cheaper plastic scales. The body is made of a forged primary foundry alloy that's die-cast and CNC machined to 0.02 millimeter accuracy. The footprint, it's about 20 square centimeters larger than the Lunar, which makes using the scale for pour-over brewing more reasonable. The display, it's going to line up with the bottom edge of the platform, which gives even more usable space compared to Lunar, which has a bezel below the display. On the back, the physical power switch and USB-C charging port covered by a plug. Height is 19 millimeters, which is 4 millimeters more than the Lunar. Now, that's not a lot and likely inconsequential, but something to be aware of if you have a tight fit under your espresso machine spouts. Now, the scales, of course, are electronic devices, so using around liquids like hot water, espresso, and coffee is maybe a little scary. Are you thinking, do I have to be careful not to damage it? Well, with cheaper plastic scales for sure, but the Acaia is IPX5 rated, which means it's protected against a low pressure water stream from any angle. Now, we've run plenty of hot water and coffee over the Acaia with no problem. Look, you don't want to submerge it, of course, but with the IPX5 rating, you're good for a 10 to 15 minute jet of a low pressure water stream from a spray nozzle at 3 meters. That's a technical definition of that IPX5. Now, on the bottom are 4 non-slip silicone feet, something you don't have on the Lunar. Here, they really add to the overall solid feel of the scale. Using the Acaia scale is straightforward once you get the hang of switching modes and the meanings of the icons. Now, if you're a long-time Lunar user like me, it might be a little confusing at first, as the drop icon on the Lunar indicates the auto timing function and the drop icon on the Acaia indicates auto tare. Also, it's the power button to switch modes on the Lunar and the tare button on the Acaia. For Espresso, select your mode. I'm going to use the auto tare plus auto timer function. So you place your cup and the scale tares automatically. Once the espresso starts to drip into your cup, the timer starts. Once flow stops, the timer automatically stops timing. To reset the timer and wait, just press the tare button once. For pour over, I'm going to use the automatic tare plus manual timing mode. So place my carafe and the scale tares automatically. Right before starting the pour, press the power button to start the timer. If needed, you can pause that timer by pressing again. When the pour is complete, the final weight is displayed. In the full manual mode, both the timer and weight are displayed. Tare by pressing the T and start the timer by pressing that power button. Also available is automatic tare with no timer. With that, place your cup or vessel on the scale and it tares automatically. When flow stops, the final weight is displayed. Now, comparing capabilities to the Acaia Lunar, the major difference is the Lunar can log your brews with a connected app. It also has dots in the display indicating your relative flow rate. Now, that might be useful to help you understand an espresso extraction. The Lunar is designed for the espresso-only crowd. With a smaller platform, it's at best going to be difficult to use for pour-over brewing. The Acaia, with more usable surface area, has the space you need and is designed for both espresso and pour-over use. The Acaia readability is 1/10 of a gram. The Lunar, it can do hundredths. Now, I don't really know anyone using that resolution for coffee, but hey, maybe you have an application where that could come in handy. Here's a chart comparing key specs. The Acaia has that IPX5 water resistance rating. Now, I can't find an official rating for the Lunar, just that it's water resistant and has a 2-year limited warranty, which also covers water damage. Now, I've been using Lunars for years and I've never had a problem with it. In other specs, the Acaia has a higher capacity and slightly larger battery. Both scales use segmented characters, but I have a preference for the crisper look of the characters in the Acaia's display. Open the box for the Acaia scale and you'll see it includes this nice zippered travel case. Inside the case, the scale with a heat-resistant pad, a 100-gram calibration weight, USB-C charging cable, and printed manual. You know, if you're looking for excellent value and a high-quality scale and don't need the app connectivity for logging your brews, the Varia Acaia scale matches the build quality of Acaia's Lunar at about half the price. It's more versatile with a platform size that works for pour-over brewing. Bottom line, if you started your home coffee journey doing pour-overs with an Acaia Pearl, and then you get into espresso, the Pearl, it's really not going to work. With the Acaia, no matter which brew method you're using, you can transition to another method without issue. It's multi-purpose. Now, if you have questions about the Acaia scale or anything coffee, use those comments and I'd be happy to get you a detailed answer. I'm Mark. Thanks for watching. And if you love coffee as much as I do, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love.